In this video, we're going to walk through the steps needed to prepare and participate in the public beta. The first thing we need to do is export our current heroes so that we can use them in the beta. And to do that, we're going to go ahead and launch Dungeon Defenders. Not the beta, just the regular version of Dungeon Defenders. And once that's open, we're going to go ahead and click on Online, Play Online, Ranked, and click OK, and then we'll choose any hero, and I'll click Select. Now we'll click on Export to Open, we'll click Yes, we want to overwrite the data, and OK. We are now done here, and we'll go ahead and exit the game. Now that our heroes are exported, we're going to actually go back into Steam, and we're going to right click on Dungeon Defenders, and we're going to go Manage, and we're going to click Browse Local Files. This takes us straight into the installation directory of Dungeon Defenders. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Comment up here to take me up here, and so I can see the Dungeon Defenders folder. So now I'm going to right click on that Dungeon Defenders folder, and I'm going to go to Rename, and I'm going to put the word Live at the end of it. So I've renamed my installation folder to Dungeon Defenders Live. This allows me to play the current version of the game, but also install the beta version of the game, so I can play either one whenever I want to. Also, having this having the folder renamed Live saves all of my settings, saves my INI files, and that's where the export file is actually saved that we're going to go ahead and grab from in a moment. So let's go back to Discord. And in the announcements is usually where they'll announce the betas, and Thales has already given instructions on what to do and what beta branch to actually install. He will always post that in the announcements, and so just let you know what you need to install. So we're going to go ahead and follow those instructions there. We're going to go into Steam. We'll right click on Dungeon Defenders game, we'll go to Properties, we'll click on Betas, and under Beta Participation we'll click the drop down for that and choose the Moose branch. Once we do that, we can see that Steam immediately starts downloading the beta version of the game. So I'll go ahead and close this, and we'll click down here as we see the beta begin to install. Alright, the beta is installed, so let's go ahead and minimize Steam, and let's go back to that folder we had opened earlier. Go ahead and hit F5 to refresh, and we'll see now we have a Dungeon Defenders folder and the one we renamed. So this is the beta of the game, and this is the live version of the game. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the live folder, we're going to go to Binaries, we're going to go to Win32, and we're going to find a file that's labeled DunDefHeroes.dun. And this is the file we just exported. So we're going to go ahead and right click on that file, and click Copy, and then we're going to go back to the common folder we were just in, and we're going to click in the Dungeon Defenders folder. And we're going to go to Binaries, and now you see there's a Win32 and a Win64, which is new for this particular version of the game. We're going to go into the Win32 folder first, and we're just going to paste. And so now we've pasted our our heroes file in here, and the last thing we need to do is just click on there. You can right click and you can go rename, and at the very end of the file, at the very end of the .dun, we're going to put .cbb, and we're going to say yes, I want to change that file extension. And that is it. So our export file is now ready to be used on the beta. If this file already exists, like maybe you've done previous betas, or it exists in this folder, delete it and then copy that your new heroes export in there. Or if you don't do that, you may get your old export file in there. So now that we have our hero file in the Win32 folder, I'm just going to go ahead and right click on there and go copy, and I'm going to paste it in the Win64 folder. And I'm just doing this just because I may test the 32-bit version or the 64-bit version, and depending on what version I'm testing, I definitely want to make sure that my exported heroes are available for either one of those things. Alright, so our export file has been copied over. One of the last things I want to do is I want to go and actually create shortcuts to both versions of the games, so I can go back and forth between the beta and the live version of the game without having to reinstall it. So I'm just going to right click on DunDefGame.exe in the Windows 32 binary folder, and I'm just going to go to Send to and create a shortcut. Then I'm going to go over here on my desktop, and I'm going to rename it DD_beta. So I know that if I launch this, it'll launch the beta version of the game. I'm going to go back to my common folder. I'm going to go in that Dungeon Defenders Live folder we renamed, and I'm going to go into Binaries, Win32, And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to do DunDefGame.exe. I'm going to right click. I'm going to send to. I'm going to create a shortcut. I'm going to go ahead and rename this DD Live. So now I can go back and forth between the two games. Alright, so now that we have our shortcuts created, I can go ahead and just close out of this. And I can go ahead and launch the beta. I'm going to go ahead and double click on the icon for the beta. With the beta launched, before we click play, click configure. We need to configure the language to be English because in general the beta will only be in English. So if your game is in a different language, the beta will not work. So we'll choose the drop down, click English, and then click save, OK, and then we'll click launch. Alright, we can definitely tell we are in the beta because we can tell by the version 9.5.0. Current version at the time of this recording is 9.4.3. So we are definitely running in the beta. I'm going to go ahead and click play online. And it's so easy to just want to quickly just go over here and click on ranked. If I clicked on ranked, we're going to see that my heroes, I definitely know that my heroes are in the wrong order. And if I actually look at their gear, this is not the gear that they are wearing. So when you are playing the beta, unless otherwise specified, you will always play on open. Do not play on ranked. Play on open. So we're going to click on open, and I can see, yep, my heroes are in the right order. Look at my gear. Yes, my heroes are in the right gear. So I'm going to go ahead and select my character, get started. We're going to go into a private match. And absolutely, we are definitely in this beta version. We can see that this is the beta version that Ruthless was introduced. We are in there, and as well as the map by Martin, which is Eternia Gauntlet. Yep, we are good to go there. We have the beta. So go ahead, play the maps you want. Play on the new difficulty, play the new maps by Martin, and just have fun. Test. If you run into things that you do find, something doesn't seem right, you got some stuck mobs, you're not getting end of map rewards, anything like that, go back to the Discord. There's always going to be a discussion topic for the public beta. Go in there, post what you're finding, on what map you're finding, anything like that. That is all I have to cover. Thank you, and happy beta testing.